Hi Junon, I repeat every day one share voicing and drop two, and I have almost finished the cycle. What is your advice? Have I to repeat again the cycle, or have you another thing to do? Thanks a lot. Patrick is one of the first member who joined my website, and it has been 2 years I hear back from him. I think he's living in really different time zone. He could not join the office hour, but he asked a good question, and he was studying the bridge theory, the shell plus drop two, also bridge theory, the triad. I think for more than 2 months, I think he is keep playing those with leading and cycles and the circle flips. Yeah. Once we finish the cycle, that is just the foundation. That itself doesn't not give you the application. I compare this to, for example, when you are finding your coach for the football, the soccer, for example. What you are going to expect from your coach is you want it to be good at controlling the ball, right? How you should move, how you should trapping, how you should kick and pass, and how you should move, something like that. Everything should involve with the ball, right? But then let's say there's another type of coach that saying, all right, if you want to be a good at playing soccer, you need to build your stamina, strength. Just go out and keep running. That was the first lesson. And then next week, you come again and expecting to learn some application or where it's good for the ball or whatever, but same training. Just go out and just run. And I guess that is, what is it? Came to think of it that in 2002, the South Korean, the national soccer team, the football team, the legendary, the head coach, the Dutch Hiddink, that is the way he trained the South Korean football team. But because they were pro level soccer player, and he saw in the international level what our South Korean team lack of is we don't have a stamina to keep running for 90 minutes. That was his diagnosis. There was an correct thing to do, right thing to do, because we all have a skill. We all have the mind sacrifice for the team, and everything was there, but we didn't have our stamina, the strength. But you guys are hobby player wanting to play what the jazz is about. You guys don't need the strength. You guys don't need the stamina. What I'm getting to is those shell voicing plus drop two and the triad cycle, it will give you a stamina, a strength. It will give you a more foundation on the fretboard, what is going on. You will quickly see it because you know all the triad, you know where it goes, where it moves. But the real thing is happening when you learn the music. We need to build the repertoire. We need to apply them in a real song. Pick a tune, what you want to play, and in my YouTube channel, there is a how to learn tunes. I showed you guys there 12 steps. I guess I showed you bass, play the melody first, and in the lower octave, and we sing the melody, and learn the bass notes of the song, and sing the melody together, and play bass notes and the melody together, and then play chord, which is the shell voicing, and then learn your chord while you're singing the melody, and etc., etc. You have to spread out and you have to go out, search and build your repertoire by doing that. And then you will get those voicings. Once you get the voicings, you will find where is the upper structure, which will lead you to the rest line and the Django line. And then, yeah, okay. I have a song. Yeah, someone is chatting. Any specific song which contains the title? Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah. Which tune has the circle fifths motion is Fly Me to the Moon, All the Things You Are, and Autumn Leaves. And I covered those three tunes. Inside that Wes Montgomery, the way he plays it, I transcribe and I explain it in there. In how he was thinking and how he was playing. Yeah, Oscar.
Just a question with this tune. I mean, you explain it very well with this 11 or 12 steps. I went through that with Fly to the Moon, and I recognized exactly the movement of the. I could recognize it immediately, actually, the movement of the fifth. Yeah, I could. But anyway, if we compare it with your soccer example, I mean, I can play this exactly, but I mean, there is also typical cadences 2-5-1, you know, isolated. 2-5-1 on two positions because there are two different patterns in this area. And then I could say, okay, I take for the non-tonic two chords, I could do straight the 3-7 framework, what you say, I mean, you know, from 3 to 7.
Yeah, the guide tone movement.
Guide tone movement, exactly. And then this stuff with Wes and Django comes into the game, actually. And I can, without going to the tunes, I mean, of course we have to have a repertoire, but I can also isolate and say, okay, I want to play through 2-5-1, just 2-5-1.
Just a 2-5-1.
Yeah, this is also possible, isn't it?
Yes.
As a dry exercise, you know what I mean? Without having a melody, actually. There is no melody. There is just this 2-3-7-3-7 movement.
Yeah.
It could be isolated, and I can make a loop around it and try it, right?
Yes.
It should be also possible. It's not necessary to have a whole song, because if I look at Fly Me to the Moon, there are 2-5-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally understand what you mean. But yeah, 2-5-1. But we can do any 2-5 movement. But the problem is not every tune is just a 2-5-1. There's other movement. Knowing the 2-5-1 is okay. But that also does not give you to play tune. Is that Does it make sense?
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, but you wanted to get isolated 251 exercise or something like that. You wanted that's what you were
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. I would say if I have this, if I take the whole fretboard and you just showed this movement in one part, actually, from the eight, if you take the C diatonic, you start from C and move upward. But there is also a C below and on the
Mm-hmm.
higher
Mm-hmm.
part. And I just figured out there are a little bit different looks in the upper structure. You know what I mean? And then I have 14 movements there, but it's 251 on two places. There are 251 on two places. And to identify, to get into this Wes and Django lines on both parts, I thought it would be also possible to have an isolated training there, to see the movements there. This is what I thought maybe, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't find out where exactly I have to move. But this would be a nice training, upper structure training, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This would
Okay.
be very helpful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I will show you the application how you can practice the 251. To speak, we from the previous question we covered this, right? Right? 2, 5, and 1. This is I am seeing as the west line over here actually from the same shell voicing, right? So everything is built on the shell voicing in my view, how how I see the fretboard, okay? This shell voicing, it becomes this, and this becomes the west line, right? And then the two octave thing kicked in, right? He is actually playing this two octave, but then this octave higher, it is actually the Django line, right? We have Django line and the West line over here, but in between over here, what I see is also West played he played this two octave thing. I am also seeing this diagonal D minor, the bass chord, not the upper structure at the moment over here, but the same functional chord over here and over here. I'm seeing this. This is also coming from the west line. And then this is a 5, 1. No more the ascending west line. And over here, this is the descending west line. And then it lands on this Django line on the tonic C major. And also, it can be over here, if I play here. Here comes the diminished that we were talking about, the Django line. And I can spend an hours to just do this connecting two positions, and also over here too as well. But the thing is, I need to know where the third going to the seventh to the third, and where is that diminish the A flat is, right? And then write a voice leading to the G. This is one, or this is one, or you see what I do is this structure, this post. I just put it there, and in between, I will go over here, rest line, and the diminish, and the Django line. If I play over here, actually over here could be the very, very good practice part, because West plays non-tonic in rest line mostly. He was not really playing the rest line as a tonic. He was more playing non-tonic function 2-5 in the rest line. This could be the really, really good spot to practicing his lines, but in the key of C, we don't have enough space for that. If we coming over to the G minor C7 F major 7 for this section only, still what I'm doing is right, third of the chord, G minor, third, seventh to the five, the third of the 5 chord, and then diminish. This is flat 9, third of the 1 chord. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The 2-5-1 is really, really good exercise, but not every tune is third going to the 7 to the third, fly me to the moon, or all the things you are, or autumn leaves. There is a tune, for example, the Days of Wine and Roses. The chord progression to that is F major 7, E flat 7, A minor 7 to the D7, and going to the G minor 7. There is no 2-5-1 is happening in the from the third major to the fourth major, going to the G minor. And first two chords are not in the chord change is not in the fifth circle of motion. And in that, if we just targeting the third, doesn't make really making a good chord change. Hold on. But if I play, it kind of give the right momentum. But if I play more on the melody and more on the right notes targeting, it will give you more, oh, he's really playing the tune. little bit messed up one more time. Yeah, what I wanted to do was playing along the melody, the tunes of the melody. On the second chord, I lined up this E flat 7 structure. That's why I am arpeggiating this. And I play along with this structure. To the G minor. But then I am more playing with on the melody. Does that make sense?
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is why I am saying build a repertoire and make your line specifically for the tune is more crucial than having it just one idea spread out to the all of a song that you're going to play. Yes, yes. That is. Have you guys watched the YouTube on the YouTube that I was covering the Days of Wine and Roses, the West's solo, comparing the how West was lining up with his own solo to the original melody. Have you guys watched that?
Yeah.
No? I'll give you a link.
Well, I watched a lot, but I didn't understand really much.
Oh, okay, you was there. Okay, yeah, that was the idea that I wanted to, point out that, I mean, I could not understand that the West was his solo is actually lined up with the melody. I did not know until I extensively teaching that solo to the student. Yeah, that is more where he is at, is more running and building his stamina than learning the application with the ball, the techniques or the weird thing that he might want to do. My suggestion for Patrick would be West's insight, that how those circle flips motion in tune, Fly Me to the Moon, Autumn Leaves, and All the Things You Are, how West was playing it, and I was explaining the West line and the Django line and the harmonically how he is approaching his lines. That would be the good start. And his stamina, his knowledge behind the cycle of the triad and the upper structure, the shell voicing, that will become really handy to understand how West was doing it.